What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Smoke Meteoras, the podcast where we talk about the moments that matter. Already messing up my intro. It is 4 a.m., folks. My bad. But let's get back into that. The podcast where we talk about the moments that matter, the struggles the talents face on the rise, and the people who exist underneath everything we see inside the ring. Today's guest has been doing this for over 2 decades. She's wrestled across Australia, she's wrestled in Japan, and she's brought her particular brand to the US. And somehow, after 20 years of wrestling and putting her body through absolute hell, she's still doing it. And she is the absolute menace. Vixsin, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
What's up? First up, cheers.
Cheers. You got your beer, I got my coffee.
What's going on today? Not much, just working, doing the grind, the boring stuff.
Felt. All right. So let's just jump right on in. Let's go back to the very beginning before you had even started wrestling. What was your first true connection to wrestling?
So I used to watch wrestling with my dad growing up. It was like our kind of like weekly tradition. I didn't know what it was. I was only very young. I didn't know what it was for the first few times, but then I got hooked. It was crazy. It was so weird because I would watch sports with him. I'm like, cricket is boring, football is boring. I'm like, this wrestling thing is pretty cool. So that's how I started, got a little bit of the taste of the wrestling, is watching it with my dad.
So at what point did you go from being a fan of it to wanting to do it yourself?
So we have local wrestling here in Australia. I went to one show and I'm like, yep, where's your trainer? Where's in charge? I knew from like the age of 12, especially when more females were coming through, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I could do this. Why can't I do this? If she's doing it, why can't I do it? So yeah, went to my first show locally and then signed up the following week and then haven't looked back.
So when you got into it, I'm assuming you were still a teenager?
Oh yeah. So I started watching it, or maybe when I was like 10, but then I started getting into it heavily, like posters all over the wall when I was about 12. Yeah, so teenager, attitude era, ECW, WCW, the fun era, I like to call it.
So you did come into wrestling during a very different era for women. What did being a woman in Australian professional wrestling actually look like when you had started?
So when I first started, I was always I liked doing boy things when I was younger. Like I liked, being a bit more boisterous. I like contact sports. So for a female, when I first started, it was all about the TNA, which it is what it is. No disrespect at all. I got told to wrestle a certain way, dress a certain way, even bump a certain way without getting into any gross graphics. And I would always get into trouble for, doing power bombs, Germans, throws, basically wrestling like a powerhouse. But I said, well, if they can do it and, everyone else can do it. I was the only female in my training school for a very long time, so I trained with the guys. I said, I'll just be doing what they're doing. So it was very different. But no one ever really told me off after my match because they were good matches for back then. If you look back now, you're like, oh, like, what is that? But, there's no like hair pulling or slapping or tossing around with the referee. Like I had to do that, yes. But then there was a point where I'm like, hang on a second. I don't need to do this. Like, no. But yeah, it was very different. Obviously you get like the pay was different, how you were trained was different, but I was lucky enough to have a lot of supportive people around me that helped me. They could see that I wanted it. And when I want something, I get it.
So, did you feel that your opportunities were maybe limited or that you felt you had to prove yourself differently from the men?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like back when I started, there was people getting bookings interstate. Not so much overseas at the time because that was like a wow, you've made it kind of thing back in the day. But yeah, definitely, like I would turn up to shows, didn't know if I was wrestling or managing, help with ring crew, do all that. And then my trainer would say, okay, tonight you're with this guy, you're his hoe, go. I'm like, okay.
So, was there ever a period where you felt like you had to fight against being viewed as a female wrestler instead of simply just as a wrestler?
Oh, many times, many, many, many times. Um, so I think a lot of it had to get in because I really like hardcore wrestling growing up, and I wanted to start doing that style of wrestling, but the promoters here and I don't know, other wrestlers were pretty much scared for anyone to do it, like females. Um, I remember a promoter telling me once, no, I don't want a female to be bleeding on my show. I'm like, fair enough. It's your show, not my show. But then I was given the opportunity slowly, 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 slowly into that's how I got the nickname, the hardcore bitch. I had that nickname for quite some time, but it just didn't really kind of like dangling in the wind, didn't really do anything. You know what I mean? But then, yes, current times, opportunities arise, and that's how you get the absolute menace.
So, you've now watched women's wrestling transform globally over the course of your own career. What is something women entering wrestling today have that you wish you did when you were getting into it?
More support from other wrestlers, especially female wrestlers. Because when I first started, I didn't have a wrestling mum. I had like wrestling dads, I guess you can call it, but there was maybe one person who like took me under their wing and gave me some advice, but I had to learn a lot myself. So I like to think of myself in deathmatch wrestling or even just wrestling in general, someone that people can come to if they've just signed up, they're just fresh out of the bat. My first match, what do I do? What do I need? Someone to support you, because I didn't have that when I first started. And for a very long time, I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, just more supportive people around to show you the right way.
And what is something that your generation had that you hope either wrestling never loses, or maybe we've already lost it?
Obviously, social media has ruined a lot of things, but it hasn't in a way. I shouldn't say that. But I can remember, like, as a fan, I'm going to say as a fan, then as a wrestler. As a fan, I would write letters to WWE superstars. I would write letters to the Hardy Boys, Trish Stratus. I would never get a reply or anything, but it was just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And then when magazines come out, I would flick through the pictures like, oh my God, look what they're wearing, look what they're doing. Like, this is crazy. Oh, they like to eat the same kind of hot dogs I do. Like that, I feel is gone because of social media. But it's not all so bad because you got to move with the times as well. As a wrestler, a lot of things have become a lot better over time. Like, obviously, as I talked about it before, the support system for a lot of wrestlers, the training, the exposure, and just a lot of people willing to give you advice and support. Like, there's no gatekeeping. Back when I started, there was a lot of gatekeeping. Like, oh, probably. There probably still is. Depends who you interact with, because some people are cunts. You know what I mean? Like, I remember asking a certain other Australian female who was in WWE and blah, 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 blah. Oh, what eyeshadow are you using? That's really good. Oh, I don't know. I just picked it up from the $2 shop and just hiding it. I'm like, that's really weird. Like, if I find something good, a good product, knee pads, training, anything, I'm telling everyone.
Absolutely. And so eventually, throughout your career and
Maybe except Angel Metro, she can go fuck herself. What are you laughing at? Look, I respect her, but I don't have to like her.
As long as you're civil, that's fine.
Oh, for now, till I shave I'm going to shave her hair off in the UK. Mm-hmm.
That's fine by me.
I already told Danny.
Absolutely. So, eventually, with women's wrestling on the up and up and the evolution of everything throughout your career, eventually you were given the opportunity to start doing intergender matches. Did that help get away from the limitations of being a women's wrestler in that time? Or was it something that you felt you kind of had to fight against, considering you were now in a ring facing a man as opposed to a woman?
So when you're wrestling like bigger people, bigger characters, you can do a lot more things. You can do a lot more different things. For a very long time, I was the bigger person in the match. So I was always the base. I was doing the power moves. But when I'm in the ring with bigger people, I'm the underdog sometimes, which is crazy to me, because for a long time in my career, I was never an underdog. I was always considered, you're big, you're the heel, this is what you have to do. But when I'm in the ring with bigger people, males, whoever, like, I get to fuck around and find out. So there is a huge difference. I do think it is important to still have women's wrestling, women's training, as well as for everyone, because you don't want to go into gender or wrestling and then have to wrestle someone of a smaller size and you don't know what the hell to do. So wrestling is all about shapes and sizes. It is important to work all different people, all different styles.
So eventually you were given the opportunity to go international and made your debut in Japan.
Oh yeah.
So let's go back to that moment. I want you to take me backstage before you were just about to come out of the curtain for that match. What was going through your head debuting in a new country?
So I debuted in Japan in 2012 at Corrigan Hall for BJW DDT. It was like a summit New Year's Eve show. I was pretty much vomiting in the toilet before my match because I was so fucking nervous. And it's so funny. A few Americans were on the show. Danny Havoc was on the show. There was a few German guys there. And it was just so crazy. Like, I remember like going, oh my God, do I belong here? Is this real? Like, is this really happening? This is Corrigan Hall. This is the mecca of pro wrestling. A lot of things were going through my head, like, am I good enough? Did I prepare myself enough? But yeah, mostly the vomiting. I'm not going to lie. Mostly the vomiting. And then because I was on tour with a few other Australians, as I was walking up to up the curtains of Corrigan Hall, because sometimes you can get lost. I got lost, but that's okay. One of my friends had dislocated his shoulder and he's just sitting there like this. And I'm like, oh, I've got to go out there. I'll talk to you when I get back. And that I know it's selfish, but that made me stop being nervous for my match because I was concentrated on something else. There is highlights on YouTube. It was just a tag match, but it was just crazy. Like, and then later that night, we're in the Rumble match that clocks over to the New Year's Eve. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. There's all these deathmatch wrestlers around. There's butt play. There's someone over there. There's someone spraying water. I don't even know what's going on. So that was fun. That was fun. But yeah, are you okay over there? What are you doing?
Yeah, I took the wrong sip timing when you said butt stuff.
Oh yeah, like someone was in the turnbuckle and their whole butt cheek was out. I'm like, can I see your butthole now? Like, what's going on? It was funny. It was crazy. But yeah, very, very happy for that experience. It still blows my mind that was 2012. And I've been back since. In October will be my 20th trip to Japan, which is crazy. But the last 2 trips have been very different for me. Obviously, there's a lot more confidence. I've dropped a lot of weight, and yeah, it's just been a very humbling, amazing experience the last time. So can't wait for more.
And working in Japan for Big Japan and any other companies at that time, what did Japanese wrestling teach you that Australian wrestling couldn't?
It was like, what's the best way to explain it? It would recharge me every time I went to Japan. I would go there, I would train, I would wrestle, live the life. There's no bullshit. You just go in there, do what you can do, help with the ring, do all that stuff, clean the dojo, whatever needs to be done, you just do. Where back home, sometimes there's a lot of politics, like any country, I'm guessing. I'm even sure Japan has their own politics, but it definitely taught me to embrace myself, and which it took me a long time to get that message through my head. It's just a magical land, Japan. Like it's not like any other country I've wrestled in. Like, of course, the US is an amazing experience, but it's in its different own lane, if that makes sense. But I think it's definitely taught me like a lot of things personally as well. Like, you are good enough, you can do this, to keep going, kind of thing.
Absolutely. So your relationship with deathmatch wrestling goes back for years. And before we talk about what deathmatch means to you now, what did it mean to you when you first started doing them?
So what it meant to me was, it's crazy, right? I thought, okay, this is a different way to connect to the crowd on a different level, a more personal level. And I was a big fan of ECW. How I had FMW tape trades. Like, I used to be on all the forums and I was trading tapes for FMW tapes, Japanese tapes, anything I can get my hands on. It always, like, as a fan, it always appealed to me very differently. Because, as I just said, it's a different connection than just having a wrestling match. Because not everyone can do a splash mountain off the top rope, but everyone stood on a thumbtack. And at the time, I'm like, well, I need something special about me that stands out about me, so I don't get lost in the mix. Because at that time, there was a lot of, cookie cutter wrestlers. Everyone had to be blonde, big tits, And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to break the mold. And I'm going to show everyone that this is for everyone, not just for one particular type of person. So that's how that come about. And for a very long time, I was getting one hardcore match a year. One. Which every time I had a hardcore match, I felt like I was reborn. I know it sounds very cheesy, but that's me. I'm a very cheesy person. What was the second part of the question?
Just what did deathmatch mean to you when you first started doing them?
Oh. And it meant for me to express myself in ways that I knew others couldn't. Because I don't know what it is, but when I see fucked up videos or people breaking their ankles or whatever, I'm just like, desensitized.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't bother me at all. I clean up the guys backstage. I've seen the most nastiest, brutal cuts. Like I've seen collarbones pop out, hell, my own shoulders popped out. I've seen it all. Like it doesn't really gross me out. But it is truly a way to show your art, to show a different connection to everyone, which is a truly beautiful thing because when you come to a show, when you watch a match, the fans tune out for a few hours. And not only the fans tune out, the wrestlers get to tune out too and just like switch off from everyday shit. So yeah, deathmatch wrestling will always hold a special thing in my heart. Sorry, the CTE, when that hits. I just wish there was more females in Australia doing that particular style. But, that's fine. There's lots in America and Japan, so yeah.
So after all of these years, has that meaning changed anything from when you had started, or does it still mean the same thing to you now, or is it just something you're that much more passionate about as the years have gone by?
So it's definitely the same, but escalated by 1,000. Like, it's like doors have opened up, connecting to the crowd on a different level, showing people this beautiful art form, which is deathmatch wrestling. Just having the crowd just hooked, like just on the edge of their seat, hell, even sometimes standing up out of their seat, waiting for the next move. Like I have to burp. Oh my God. Sorry. Whew. It is crazy. Like people always go to me, I can't believe you do that. Like, do you love the pain? I'm like, no, I don't like pain. Pain sucks. Like I had my knee gashed open in Chattanooga in October last year. That sucked. My shoulder dislocation. I've had shoulder surgery on this before, like 10 years ago, because it popped out like 10 times, but it was in a different spot, and now it's injured in a different spot, and that sucks. Every time it pops out, like it's brutal. But I do it for the fans. I do it for myself. I do it for all the boys in the back as well. To be like, I know it's cheesy, but everyone in every locker room I'm in, there's always someone who inspires me. If they're new, if they've been hanging around for 20 years, there's always inspiration in every single locker room you're in. If you can't see it, well, maybe you should get the fuck out.
Or maybe you need some glasses, bitch.
Yeah, maybe I do. No, I'm joking. Oh,
Not
yeah,
you.
like maybe. But yeah, now it means so much more to me. Like, obviously the world, has its shit going on and people can just tune off, tune out, sorry. I can tune out and have a bit of fun. But yeah, it's just, for me mostly as well, I'm probably rambling a little bit now. When someone says I can't do something, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it till I get to it, and then I'm going to do it by 100. So I used to always be told when I was a kid, you can't be a wrestler. You've got to do this. You've got to be that. And I'm like, watch me. So the one way to piss me off in life is to tell me I can't do something. And when I had trainers around and fellow wrestlers saying, you can't do this style of wrestling, it's for the guys. And I'm like, hey, you fucked up. But yeah, deathmatch wrestling is definitely a niche of a niche of a niche. And yeah, as I said, I wish more people would be doing it, especially females. Like, as I mentioned before, there's one chick in America, Angel fucking Metro. I'm not going to lie, she's killing it right now. She's killing it right now. But she promised me that she would be ripping my shoulders out of the sockets. And you know what? I walked out of that match. Fine. Yeah, I lost, but Do people remember? No. Anyway, she really just pisses me off. Like, she's got it so fucking easy these days compared to when I started. But anyway, time will tell, I guess.
So throughout your career, you've had so many different matches with so many different opponents. What are some of the most memorable matches of your work throughout your career, and what did those matches teach you about yourself, not only as a wrestler, but as a human being?
Oh, wow. The head's ticking because 25 years, I've been wrestling 25 years. It's a long time to go back.
That's only 5 less years than I've been alive, and that's still mind-blowing to me that I'm like, I'm 30?
No. You don't look 30.
I've been hearing that so much recently.
No, you don't. I thought you were about 25, to be honest.
You know, I just started a new job like a month ago, and all the kids at work, they're like, oh, you're only like 23. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
Thanks, though.
I got that the other day. Someone thought I was 25. I said, bitch, I'm 30 fucking 9. Come on. I said, I'll take it.
You were that much older than me either.
Well, yeah, age is just a number. I don't feel that old. Like, I feel fine. Like, I know there's injuries going on, but I feel great. I forgot what the question was.
Matches that are the most memorable to you and what those matches taught you about yourself as a human being.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the first time I ever used a light tube was in Sydney. It was a tag match, and it was me and another wrestler versus Takeda and another wrestler. So my first ever light tube to the head was from Takeda. And I remember taking it and I'm like, fuck, I am hooked. Like, that just meant so much to me. And that was only pretty like recently, because Australia is pretty far behind and shit. Like, I did use light tubes like 15 years ago, but I just bumped in it, not actually like boom to the face. And I thought, fuck, I'm hooked. I need more of this. How do I get more? It's like a drug. It's like the best chocolate you've ever had, the best sex you've ever had. You just want more and more and more. That was one time. But going back before that was probably the first time I main evented a show. How old was I? Like 20? I was like 20. It was a first ever in the state I live in, Victoria, all females hardcore main event, which is crazy. It doesn't seem like, but back then it was a pretty big deal. Like, we got to use stop signs, we got to use chairs, we got to use barbed wire, we could use a table. That was crazy to me that someone put trust in me to do that kind of style in the main event. I've got some pictures of the match, but I don't really remember the match, to be honest. It's too long ago. I just remember the feeling after the match. And probably when I won the DMDU title, deathmatch title belt against Joel Bateman was another one. Because, again, that was a first ever in Australia for a female to hold a deathmatch championship belt. But probably the most memorable moments would have to be all my matches in America recently. Well, since October. So I got to wrestle Dale Patricks. The next night I wrestled John Wayne Murdoch. That was just crazy to me. Like, it still blows my mind. Then the following week I wrestled Bear Bronson. Which is, it's a tie on that tour of what my favorite match was. But him and John are like pretty like just working with two of the best. And Bear Bronson at the time, a new upcoming deathmatch wrestler, which was cute. So, it was cute. Like, he had like 4 death matches, and then I think his first female deathmatch wrestler.
I believe so.
I'm not sure. And he was like the first wrestler to really, like in life, in a long time, to really just throw me around like a rag doll. And I fucking loved it. Because as I mentioned before, like I was always the one doing all these moves. And, I was a lot heavier. But over the last year, I've lost like 40 kilos. Or last 2 years, I should say. And it was just fun to be getting thrown around like a little bitch. And I know it had a really shitty ending, and a lot of people are going to go, ooh. But when I wrestled Danny at AC, that match was crazy. If my shoulder didn't pop out from fucking kicking out, my God. Like, my phone was blowing up when I got backstage. I'm like, I don't want to look at my phone. It had all these notifications from people back home. That match was very special to me. Even though it sucked, my shoulder fucking popped out, and that was the worst time it popped out, but we got it back in. It was all good. I tried to get it back in backstage, tried to have the alcohol, run into a wall, but it wasn't going to happen. So that was very special. Oh, and the 4-way match in Japan. I wrestled Rina, Bear, and Junkosai. Like, I wrestled Junkosai before in tag matches at Freedoms, but nothing with weapons. So that was like, there's a moment in the match where we've got bundles and we're just colliding with each other. That is a very special moment for me. Like, it's crazy. Like, I remember my entrance, and I remember like, fuck, I'm in the ring with 3 of the best in the whole fucking world. This is fucking crazy. Like, well, this is what it all comes down to. Time to go, girl. Time to fucking get it. Let's go. Yeah, I have a lot of moments. I could talk about it for hours. I'm sure there's a lot earlier on in my career, but nothing that really stands out like that. Like, I'm sure there was, but either I've forgotten about it or other things have gotten better. Like, other matches have gone higher than others.
So, after 20 years of wrestling, has your relationship with pain changed over the years? Is it something, whether you understand your body better now or your recovery may look differently than it did when you first started? Has anything changed since the beginning?
I'm definitely in high tune with my body. Like, I can tell when something's wrong, when something's off, what I need to do, what needs to be done to rehab, whatever it may be. So yeah, definitely in tune a lot with my body. Obviously, as I told you before, I clean up all the guys backstage, back home, and in whatever locker room I'm in. If someone's fucked up, I'm going to go offer my help because that's just what I do. But yeah, just knowing like how to spot a concussion, how to spot if someone's, fucked up or stunned or got a bad gash, if they need stitches or if we can fix it backstage ourselves. I didn't know all this when I first started. But probably one of the bigger things is picking up mentally backstage on how people are as well. I think mental health is a big thing in wrestling and not many people talk about. Because, once you come home after a show, you're driving home, it's all worn off. Like, oh, I've got to wait until another week before I can do it again. So that's the hard part. That's the hardest lesson. As when each match happens, you're getting closer to that point where you're not going to feel this way anymore. But for me, I don't like to think of it like that. I just think, okay, I can walk, I can breathe, I can fucking wrestle. Let's fucking go. And till the day I can't, well, everyone has that point, but I'm just going to keep going till I ain't got no more gas. But I got a lot of gas right now, so just letting you know.
So I know I asked this question to Angel last week, but it's something that I love to ask the deathmatch wrestlers. What do you believe people who dismiss deathmatch wrestling fundamentally misunderstand about the art?
The connection to the crowd and the escape. Like, as I said before, not everyone can relate to flashy fucking flippy wrestling moves, but everyone in the crowd can relate to touching a cactus, touching a knife, touching barbed wire. But, you know, it's flavors of ice cream. Like, I'm not going to not like you because you don't like deathmatch wrestling if you're another wrestler. Like, I have plenty of wrestlers that are my friends, sorry, who don't like deathmatch wrestling, but we still get along. Like, that's the important thing. Like, yeah, I am balls to the wall deathmatch wrestling. I will defend it until I ain't got no more blood left in me. But, you know, it's okay not to like it as well. Like, there's things out there I don't like, but, you know, if I don't like it, I'll just turn it off. Some people can't turn it off and they bitch about it. But at least you should try at least one death match in your wrestling career. Just the one. If you don't like it, then that's fine. But it's like saying I don't like lucha wrestling and not to try anything at training or in a match. You know, you can't really dismiss it that quickly.
Absolutely. And going back to if you're just a regular wrestler trying deathmatch once, I 1,000% agree with that. And even if you're not a deathmatch wrestler, if your opponent understands your style, your dynamic, you can still have a hell of a fucking deathmatch. And an example of that, in my opinion, was Takeda versus Gresham from GCW this past year.
Yeah, I watched that. I did watch that.
And the most brilliant spot from that match is, I mean, I don't know how well Takeda knew Gresham, but
he doesn't know any English. Takeda has no English.
So that makes it even more impressive, in my opinion. But for Takeda to know enough that like Gresham's a mat wrestler, he's a technical wrestler, and to just immediately throw all that glass right on the mat beginning of the match, that was like, oh well, Gresham's fucked now. But like, it was brilliant, so smart.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It made Gresham look so good.
It is well, it's Takeda. He's one of the best, you know. But
exactly.
I know exactly what you mean. Like, try it before you dismiss it. But if you're not sure about it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it badly, maybe it's time to fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's a lot of controversy about what people wear and all that shit. Whatever. Like, I wrestle with my ass out, so. And there's a lot of scars on my butt.
So I wasn't even introduced to you until you recently made your debut I'm assuming debut in the US.
Oh yeah.
And in Australia, for being around as long as you're being considered a veteran. But coming to America for the first time, what was it like being a veteran but also being the new girl simultaneously?
It was so fucking exciting. Like, to show everyone what I can do and what still yet has to be shown was very exciting for me. It was very, like, captivating. Like, oh, wow, no one here knows me at all. Like, I put my head in that window. No one in America knows who the fuck I am. So here is the time for me to show what the Absolute Menace is all fucking about. It was... and I think a big changing point for me was after I wrestled John. After the match, he gave me a hug after the match. Danny come out, did a mic spot. My knee was all fucked up. It was like a pizza slice with the topping falling off. Whatever. Injuries happen. It's all good. Like, but I'm just sitting there. I'm like, fuck, did I really do this? Like, this is crazy. And the crowd were just unbelievable. Like, for me, personally, I know this is a big call, but the American deathmatch scene, the crowds, the audience is the best in the world. Absolutely the fucking best. But yeah, like
that kind of leads into my next question, though. How differently do the American crowds react from the Australian crowds? What do you feel makes it that much more better?
Well, obviously the deathmatch wrestling crowd is bigger. They're more supportive. Like they're pretty supportive here too, but there's only a small group of people. But they don't hang around for years. They stick like a year or so, then they fuck off. Which is fine. You do what you want. I've seen that a lot in my wrestling career. Like the crowds that come and go, but it just seems like the deathmatch. You've got crowd members traveling halfway across the fucking country just to see deathmatch wrestling. Like that doesn't happen here. Like maybe one or two people will travel from, say, Perth to Melbourne for a show, but that's happening like literally nearly every NHB show, and Blood and Honey. Like it blows my mind. And my favorite part of wrestling in America is after the match where I'm interacting with the crowd, talking to the people, I'm like, wow. They're like, oh, wow, that was really cool. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Let's get a drink. Let's fucking party. Yeah, like let's get shots. Let's celebrate life. But yeah, they're
now
just
I understand
so.
why they call you the absolute menace. Because when we finally meet in person, you're gonna see a drunk Marissa that nobody has seen in a very long time.
Oh yeah, like I'm a bad influence, very bad influence. But
Hammer is also a bad influence, but Hammer
oh
has
no.
never seen me like absolutely
Well, I plan
plastered.
to drink you under the table and then pick you up and then drink you under the table again. But no,
I would literally probably be sitting under a table. Let's be real.
I'll probably sit under the table with you.
That's
Bring a
fine.
little bell, someone bring me a drink. But yeah, that nickname isn't just a nickname, it's me. It's just who I am. A cheeky, go-getting, whatever, menace.
And for the times that you sat in with Danny on the NHB sales, we definitely saw that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did not mean to break his glasses that first time, but he shushed me. You shouldn't shush me. I was so drunk and I had really good aim. Like, what? I'm like, oh, it's okay. And then I was so sick. Oh my God. I vomited so much. To the point where I'm like trying to get it up in the bathroom and he comes in, are you okay? I'm like, ugh. And he's like, what? I'm like, put your finger down my throat, make me vomit, please, come on. He was a sweetheart for doing that because not many people would do that. You know what I mean?
Nope. Definitely not me.
No.
I'll hold
And
your hair
then,
back, but I ain't putting my fingers down your throat.
oh, it felt so good after that. I'm like, can we keep going? Oh no, the stream stopped. You just disappeared. And I'm like, oh shit. So now every time we do a stream together, if I have to disappear to go to the toilet, there's always that slight worry that I'm vomiting. But no, I just really need to pee.
Yep.
Yeah. But that life sale was so funny. I was double fisting my drinks the whole night. Yep. I was vaping the whole trip there, like just nonstop. The lovely THC. Yeah, it was funny. It was so funny. I had to go back the next day and sign everything because I was just too drunk.
So
and it was funny because
no, go ahead. My bad.
It was funny because I was staying in Manhattan, so I had to get the train back to Jersey. It was funny. I was very hungover that day.
So you've worked so many different people in NHB now and throughout your time in America, but what? Wrong question. Does anything intimidate you anymore in the ring?
When people decide to shoot on me, that doesn't happen in America, but I'm just saying, like, if people just like, oh, I'm like, this is not going to end well for you. Like, you know, I used to get into a lot of actual fights in high school. I used to get picked on in high school, and I used to stand up for myself. I remember once I literally powerbombed this fucking chick. Oh my god, it was bad. It was bad, but not much intimidates me. I'll maybe accept that fucking bitch, but I don't know. There's just something about her that just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. Like, I just need to know she's doing this for the right reasons, honestly. And we all know I'm talking about Angel fucking Metro.
I was about to say, when you say that fucking bitch, are we talking about Angel?
That's that dog-faced cunt. Who else am I talking about?
So, speaking of Angel, you did get the chance to wrestle her while you had time here in the States. But what did standing across the ring from a woman in America just mean to you in general?
Well, let's just take who it was and just put insert female deathmatch wrestler here. For me, it was very special to be wrestling another female.
Take her out of it. We'll just say that it was Charlie Evans for the sake. Fuck it.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Oh my god, is she even a deathmatch wrestler?
I know she's done. I want to say she's done some deathmatch stuff, but I'm not 100%.
Anyway,
she's done some hardcore stuff. I know that.
Let's just say it was Lou Dark, right? For me, it was a fucking crazy moment to be wrestling another female in this niche style of wrestling that I love so much, in the world's best fucking stage. Like, it was just, I felt like I was 3 steps behind the crowd. Like, I could hear them, but I couldn't hear them, if that makes sense. So that was pretty special to me. Like, I've wrestled a few females in death matches in Australia, but no one as full on as Angel Metro. No one who is very dedicated to this style of wrestling. That's probably why I feel the way I do, because in Australia I'm the fucking top dog of deathmatch wrestling. Doesn't even need to be female wrestling. Like, I'm untouchable right now. I don't care if people think I've got a big ego. Like, you tell me in the last 8 months anyone who's done the shit I've done, honestly. But it all comes down to hard work as well. A lot has changed for me in the last 2 years, so, you know, just the blinkers. You know when horses wear blinkers? Eyes on the prize. Like, even got last year DMDU Wrestler of the Year award up there somewhere. I don't know if you can see that.
There you go.
Where is it?
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was crazy. I've never won an award. But yeah,
So, I'm gonna ask you to be a little nice about her now. But in that match with Angel, was there anything that specifically maybe impressed you, or was there something that she maybe brought out of you that the crowd may never have seen before?
Well, I was definitely impressed with her pain levels, and her fight just to keep going. Because most of the time, if I knock someone the fuck down, they ain't getting up. In wrestling, in a real fight, whatever, they ain't getting the fuck up. But she kept getting up. She kept firing back. She kept hitting me with all she's got. Still, she didn't rip out my fucking shoulders though. I remember yelling at her backstage from across the locker room, "Bitch, my shoulder's still fucking in." I was so angry. And Danny's like, "Come on, calm down, calm down." And then I had some alcohol and then had to go outside. It was a whole thing. But yeah, it is good to see someone with that much drive. She does remind me a lot of myself when I started deathmatch wrestling, but she has definitely like raced past me when I was at that point in my deathmatch wrestling career. She's skyrocketed past, which is great to see. But you know, being the veteran I am, she's still got a lot of fucking work, and I'll do anything to sink my fucking teeth into her, and to, you know, give her the full Menace experience. Because everyone back home has their first death match with me. Everyone. Which I don't know why. I don't know why. I think it's to see if they've got the fucking balls to stay. Some do, some don't. Whatever. But I would love to get my hands on her again. Ideally, after my shoulder's been operated on, because then she can have the full experience. But, you know, if I got offered to wrestle her tomorrow, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll fucking break her legs.
So, after 20 plus years, are you still trying to prove something? And if you are, who are you trying to prove it to?
So, I'm definitely always trying to prove something, if it's not to myself, to other people who doubted me. But I do deathmatch wrestling for myself. If someone doesn't like what I do, if I have to prove myself to someone, they can get fucked, because I don't care. I love this style of wrestling, so I'm proving to myself, doing this for myself every time I wrestle, to try and to be better, to escalate from the last match to the last match to the last match, just to get better, and to have some fucking fun and let go.
So this next question was something that I found in my research that was asked to you about a little more than a decade ago.
You want my shirt?
I do. I actually wore that shirt to work yesterday. I almost was still wearing it, but it was a little sweaty, so I didn't want to smell around my fiance. But so a little more than a decade ago, someone asked you if you were to describe yourself as a performer with 3 words, would they still be strong, crazy, impassionate?
Yeah, definitely. But
after everything that wrestling has put you through since then, those are still your 3 words?
Probably passionate, determined. And probably, I don't know what to say. There's a lot of things in my head right now.
I think I might go as far to say confident now.
Yeah, confident, definitely. Because if you've seen like, if you've seen the hardcore bitch to the absolute menace, if you put these 2 wrestlers side by side, even these 2 people side by side, you wouldn't believe it's the same person. Like, the hardcore bitch was very much guarded, very much controlled, very much talked down to. You know, saying you can't do this, don't do that, don't do blah, 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 blah. All this shit. Where the absolute menace only has herself to speak. Like, that's it. Like, there's no one telling me what to do anymore. There's no one controlling me the way that they used to or anything like that. It's just, yeah. And not only is it just me, it's other people, other factors that's had the confidence in me to see that I can do these things, to give me the platform to do these things. Like DMDU, NHB, freedoms, like it's crazy.
So going back to those 3 words, which one has wrestling tested the most? Your strength, your craziness, or your passion?
Passion, for sure. Because, you know, injuries suck, and every time you get injured, there's always a part of you that thinks, fuck, you know, this sucks. Why does it happen? It's just my card at the time. But it just shows more heart getting back into it every time you get injured. And I've been injured a fair bit in my career. Like, I've had over 17 concussions, shoulder surgery, hernia surgery, torn LCL, what else? Well, fire scar, like issues. I don't know.
Burn
There is a lot.
marks?
Yeah, that's it. Burn marks. Yeah, a lot.
So 20 years is more than enough time to fall in and out of love with almost anything. Was there ever a point where you had fallen out of love with wrestling or ever had the thought of hanging up the boots?
Yes. So last February, I found my lovely tag team partner, Miss Fortune. I had a singles match with her. And the same day we had a death match. It's on YouTube somewhere. I don't know if you want to put the link somewhere or whatnot. She made me realize that wrestling is fun. Before that, I was just drifting in the wind, lost
Felt like you're
interest.
going through the motions.
Yeah. And I know for me, a lot of people can see when I think it's just work compared to when I'm having fun. There is a big difference. So yeah, last February was kind of like a big shift for me. Because before that, January, I was like, maybe it's just time. Maybe I've, I had long conversations with myself. And I was on my weight loss journey then, and I'm like, you know what? I have more gas in my tank. So that's when I decided to put my foot down and just to take it by its balls. Like, why the fuck not? And so far, this is where it's gotten me. It's gotten me two tours of the US, Japan again, the UK coming up. Like, I won a deathmatch tournament. That's pretty cool to me.
So you started getting into wrestling at a very early age. You got into training, and now you've been living the life for over 20 years. Is the reason that you still wrestle today the same reason that that little girl wanted to get into wrestling?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just to make it, more people like me in how can I say it without sounding silly? To make it known that anything is believable with hard work, anything is dreamable. If you have a dream, go for it. The worst can happen is it doesn't happen. But you won't be sitting there when you're 90, if you get to that age, thinking, what if? What if? For me, it's like, look what I did. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm pretty happy what I've done so far, and I've got a lot more to go. And I think the 9-year-old Vixen would be godsmacked, like to know what she grew up into, like doing, and yeah, it's just crazy.
So eventually, when this crazy ride has to come to an end, and not even speaking about championships, match ratings, how much blood you spilled, the statistics whatsoever, what do you hope the people have to say about Vixen and what she gave to professional wrestling when the time is said and done?
Oh wow, this is a big question. I would like people to think there was a lot of obstacles in her way, but she did it anyway. She set a standard for, she come from the old school to the new school to what's next, that she helped people along the way, with their wrestling, with everything. But most of all, to think, fuck, she was one crazy bitch.
So that was a beautiful answer. Unfortunately, I'm about to completely destroy the whole tone of this interview. We're hopping
Oh,
in to the meteor shower. So, with that, we're jumping into the personality questions. We're going to loosen up a bit, get to know Vixen a little bit more.
oh,
And the first question I have for you, of course, the Henny's popping up. You have to introduce an American wrestler to the Australian culture. You get one food, one animal, and one Australian insult. What are you giving to them?
Hmm. The food would be
If it's not them
Vegemite.
damn little chocolate cookies, I swear to God.
Tim Tams.
Yes!
They're pretty good.
I love Tim Tams.
Probably Tim Tams because Vegemite. A lot of people don't like it. Animal would be koala or kangaroo. But,
Yeah,
it's
you
funny
don't
because I had
want to
kangaroo the
physically
other week
give
for
someone
dinner.
a koala to hold.
Yeah. And what was the last one?
An Australian insult.
Oh, your dog can't.
See, like I'm used to hearing you bloody cunt from like the UK. Never
Oh
really
yeah.
hear of the Australian insults.
Oh no, we've got a few. Or your dog. That's probably a bit of, There's
So
lots.
you are, yeah. So you are now driving 8 hours to your next show, and you are in control of the aux cord. What artists are getting played immediately, and what artists gets me thrown from the car if I request them?
Tupac, Biggie, Little Kim, DMX. What gets you kicked out of the car? Probably Blink 182, Sum 41. What else do I really hate? I don't know, but you kind of get the drift. I don't like
That
sad
felt like
music.
a personal attack. I was an
Sorry.
emo kid growing up. Like that's right up my alley. I'm sorry.
Well, I grew up with a lot of emo kids, but I was the hip hop kid, so you know. 'Cause I'm
All
gonna
right.
fuck you. I love gangster rap, so gonna fuck you up, fuck you, bitch, blah 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 blah. Instead of I'm so sore and tired,
Disney has now made a terrible decision and has given you the power to replace any main character of one Disney movie with a professional wrestler. Which movie is getting a new starring lead?
Like any wrestler ever.
Any wrestler ever. And this could be like a legit correlation. This could just be because you think that they would be funny in the role, whatever you want to do with it.
Oh. Mm, probably Vader is a sultan in Aladdin.
People
This is
giving
funny.
me the most ridiculous answers for this question, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Angel said she wanted John Wayne Murdoch as Cinderella.
Oh yeah. I can see that. I think you would like it. Mm.
Either or Snow White, whichever one he gets more animals with. The more animal pussy for him, the
Don't put him
better.
with as Snow White. You don't want to do that. But if you mean local wrestling, okay, I'll do another one. Local wrestling.
Sure.
Oh. Well, is Ring Crew, does that count?
That's fine. Oh, if I know where we're going with this, oh.
I can't remember the parrot Prime Aladdin.
Yes.
I've just had it.
Oh my
Face.
God.
It's Mittens. What's his name? It's gone.
Well, all right. So,
Oh my
so
God.
Jafar's little parrot.
Yeah. Danny's
I
going to kill
want to
me when
say
he
it's
listens to this.
Apu, but that's not right. That's Aladdin's
No,
little
that's the monkey.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Iago.
Yes.
Sorry, I knew it was coming. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Every wrestler you have ever met is now transformed into some sort of animal.
Oh.
Who becomes what type of animals?
Angel Metro becomes a redback spider. John Wayne becomes a wombat. I don't know why. Bear Bronson becomes a crocodile. Gabby becomes a fox.
How does Bear Brunson become a crocodile and not a bear?
Well, it's too obvious to be a bear. You know? And crocodiles are like built and they have the barrel roll. Who else? Danny is shark, obviously. I'll do one more. Who else is there?
Let's go for another Smoke Meteoras alumni. What kind of animal would Vic Craig be?
A frog.
Froggy Frog, of course.
Yeah. What a tag team that would be.
Yeah.
Do you know last year at the Dream Tournament DMDU, there was this match going on and I walked over to Vic and I'm like, you want to go fuck up these kids' day? So we just involved ourselves in the matches and just threw our finishes and just fucked off. I had no idea.
All right. You are now forced to tag with one new animal. Either a kangaroo, an emu, a fully grown silverback gorilla, or a goose with anger management issues. Who's getting the hot tag?
The gorilla. Because they're unpredictable as fuck.
You're not wrong. All right. You have unlimited money to create the dumbest deathmatch stipulation ever conceived. No glass, no light tubes, no barbed wire, no usual shit. What ridiculous objects are we filling the ring with instead?
Oh. Nothing sharp. So I can't use anything sharp?
We can go sharp items, but not your typical like barbed wire, gussets. Like let's get a little creative.
Probably bottle caps. I've always wanted to use bottle caps. I have used them before, but I think they just leave that imprint.
Yeah.
Get a gusset plate, cut it into little like thumbtack style things. We have small gusset things here in Australia. They're very tiny.
Like, are they like the Kensins almost, or?
No, they're just like a gusset plate, but in like little squares.
Ah.
Yeah. But you know, there's a lot of things really, but I would probably get mystery boxes and fill them with weird shit.
I mean, being from Massachusetts, I mean, JB's been getting a little more leniency and getting glass use in Massachusetts, but it's not very, very common. So
Yeah.
I always like hearing people's ideas outside of
one
glass.
of my favorite weapons is the barbed wire barbs. So with Sabu's blessing, that's my weapon of choice. I would just fill the ring with that. I would have kiddie pools with them. It'd be crazy. I would glue them onto the ropes.
So the apocalypse begins tomorrow, and you need 4 wrestlers. 1 to fight off zombies, 1 to cook for the group, 1 for emotional support, and 1 you're sacrificing immediately if resources just become scarce. Who gets what job?
Danny for emotional support, of course. John Wayne to fight off the zombies. I don't really know any wrestlers. Oh, Danny can cook too, but I can't use him again, right? I don't
Girl,
know.
can't you cook?
I can, but I don't want to say myself. Like I'm a chef. Like, okay, I'm just going to say myself the cook. And what was the last one?
Who's being sacrificed immediately when resources become scarce?
Angel Metro.
I mean, I was afraid we were gonna go back to mittens for a second.
You said wrestler. Well, they have knee
Touche.
pads
You're
now.
right. You're right. All right. You are now trapped overnight in a genuinely haunted house with 3 other wrestlers. Who are you bringing? But which one are you deliberately leaving behind just to get a laugh out of how scared they'll get?
Hoodfoot. I'm leaving him behind. Ooh, what was that? Ooh, what was that? Sorry. Then I'll bring Bear Bronson because he's big and I can hide behind him. Like he's very tall. And obviously Danny to help me out when I'm freaking out.
All right. Sorry to Danny for this question, but I'm making you not be able to pick Danny as your answer for this. But
Rude.
you wake up tomorrow and discover that somehow you and another professional wrestler have a child together. No explanation. The universe just decided this happened. Who do you pray is the other parent?
Can it be a female?
Absolutely.
My tag team partner, Misfortune.
All right. Let's see. Scientists accidentally create 100 Vixsins. They all have your personality. They all believe they are the original, and every single one of them has access to deathmatch weapons. How long before society absolutely demolishes and collapses?
6 hours.
So that's being generous.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Congratulations. You accidentally started your own cult. You need
You mean
a
I haven't
wrestler.
already?
Touche. You need a wrestler as your second in command, a completely ridiculous belief system, and a celebrity that you are trying to recruit. Build your cult.
Oh. I would pick Gabby Forza. Another wrestler. Rena. And celebrity I'm trying to recruit. Can it be dead or alive or just alive?
Dead or alive, whoever you want.
Oh. Eminem.
And what is your completely ridiculous belief system? What do you believe in?
Me in life? Oh wow.
And what does your cult believe in?
Oh, don't be a shit cunt.
All right. Aliens abduct you and explain that they've been watching professional wrestling for years. Unfortunately, they think it's real. They demand that you select Earth's greatest wrestler to fight their alien champion, or they will destroy planet Earth. Who are you sending, and are you actually confident in them, or have you just killed all of humanity?
I'm sending Bear Bronson because he'll kill him.
All right. You are now dead, and you wake up in purgatory. You're informed that you must wrestle the same wrestler every single day for eternity. Who are you picking? But carefully choose this because there is no escape.
Who am I picking? I am picking Gabby Forza. Mm-hmm.
All right. There's now a button sitting in front of you. If you press it, you instantly receive $10 million. But somewhere in the world, a random wrestler gets hit in the face with a pie every single morning for the rest of their life. They don't know why. Are you pressing that button? And if you're allowed to choose the wrestler, who is getting pied for the rest of their life?
I'm pressing the button and it's Joel Bateman. Because it's funny.
I was expecting a different answer on that one, but I was expecting you to want Angel get pied every morning.
Nah, I wanted to get something else. Not pied. That's too nice.
All right. Fast forward 40 years, and every deathmatch wrestler you've ever known now lives in one retirement home. Who is running an illegal gambling operation? Who's still starting all the fights? Who's flirting with all of the nurses? And who's constantly trying to escape?
Hoodfoot.
Yeah. All right. You now arrive at the pearly gates, and God looks through your wrestling career, stares at you silently for 30 seconds, and finally asks, Vixsin, what the fuck was this? You have one sentence to explain your entire wrestling career to God. What are you saying?
I'm just a menace.
All right. This is the last one, and we're getting a little unhinged with it.
Oh, good. Been waiting.
All right. Vixsin, in this scenario, it is 3:17 in the morning, and you wake up because you hear something moving around your house. You slowly walk into the kitchen.
Wait, are you talking about last night? Because this is kind of the same thing that happened last night anyway. Sorry.
You slowly walk into the kitchen, and standing there is an 8-foot-tall kangaroo wearing one of your wrestling outfits, and he's making a sandwich. He turns around, looks directly into your eyes, and says, "Listen carefully. We don't have much time." He hands you a briefcase, and inside there's $500,000 in cash, a human tooth, a map of a map of New Zealand with one location circled, and a handwritten note that simply says, "Danny knows." The kangaroo then climbs out your window, gets into a 2003 Toyota Corolla, and drives away.
Is it yellow?
Sure. You have 5 minutes before someone comes to knock on your front door. What the fuck is the first thing you do?
The very first thing? Maybe take a shot?
I mean, hey, a giraffe just handed you a suitcase with $500,000, a human tooth, and a map with a location in New Zealand circled with it. You got to be thinking rationally at that point. Fuck it, take a shot.
Okay, so I would probably put the map in my mouth so no one could see it. Put the tooth down my top. Leave the money.
No one's gonna find it then.
And probably get out the back door after I've had a shot.
All right.
Because if they stop and they're looking for me, but they see the money, it's going to delay them trying to find me.
Touché. All right. Well, Vixsin, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for joining me today. More than 20 years of doing anything gives someone plenty of stories. And I hope tonight gave you a chance to get some of those out. And I totally just lost my spot. blah, 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 blah. More than 20 years of professional wrestling give someone scars, relationships, heartbreak, ridiculous memories, an entirely different understanding of why they started. I hope to everybody at home tonight gave people the chance to meet you and more than just the absolute menace or the woman that they see covered in the ring in blood. I hope you guys got to meet the person who, at a very young age, saw professional wrestling and decided that's what I'm doing. And somehow, after all these years, you're still fucking doing it. So, everyone watching at home, where can we follow you on your social media? And if they happen to be in Australia, where can we catch you after this weekend, since this is not debuting until Sunday?
So probably nowhere in Australia. My next match is in Japan. You can find me on all the socials at VIXSIN86 and follow my new Whatnot account for all the crazy streams that are coming up. But yeah, if you ever need any support, just reach out, message me. I'll always answer. If you're creepy, I'm not going to answer. Of course not. But yeah, you'll probably catch me on my next Whatnot stream on the Australian time, the 15th of September. So the 14th for you, because I'm in the future.
Absolutely.
But
and
yeah, I've got
that. No, go ahead.
I've got Japan coming up, a tour with NHB tour of the UK. And then you never know where I'm going to pop up. Like, I could be popping up in Sydney, Perth. Who knows? Who knows? New Zealand. Who knows? I got a valid passport. Keen to travel. Go anywhere.
And hopefully next time you come back to the US, we will finally get to fucking meet in person, goddammit.
Finally. Like, come on.
I will fucking tell Danny he better bring your ass to Boston, or I will beg Brian and Evan to bring you back.
Wasn't I just there for Focus Pro?
Well, yes, no, with Brian and Evan for Focus Pro, yes, but Danny runs in Cambridge when they come to Mass. But
yeah,
we generalize it as Boston.
Oh, because I got so confused. I'm like, where are we going? I don't know.
Cambridge, Boston, same difference. But
yeah, I can't wait.
We got for you guys. So with that being said, we will be back next week with another 2 episodes that I announced on the previous episode. So you're going to have to watch my episode with Vin Parker to figure out who we have on next week. But with that being said, that is everything we have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining, and we will catch you next week.
Thank you for supporting the Absolute Menace.
And go support her Whatnot. She got some great fucking merch.
Oh, yeah.